Hello friends, welcome back to Cosmopolitan Cornbread. So you may notice that my face is a little flushed. You can see my neck fan I have here, which I have off at the moment so that you can hear me. Summer has come in. Actually, let me take this off because I can hear my earrings hitting it. Summer has come in with a bang. Oh my goodness. We have had such an incredibly mild, gentle spring. It's been a wet spring, but it's been a beautiful spring. Whew, today it is not a spring day. Here in Arkansas in the south, it gets hot, and today it is. So I'm sharing with you today this month's Azure Standard haul. It's not a big haul. I just got a few things, but a couple of things I got are for canning, and I'll share those in a minute. First, I'm going to just share with you very quickly what I bought that was frozen, because I need to get this into the freezer. Again, it was very, very hot. Oh man, and then, I got home and we got all of this unloaded, and Mr. Smith and I ended up doing a quick rescue mission out there in the heat. And if you want to know what we rescued, stay till the end and I'll show you. So just like the last couple of months, I stocked up on the Thousand Hills 100% grass-fed beef patties. We eat quite a few of these. They're just super easy for a quick meal. Sometimes we'll have leftovers and there's not really quite enough for a whole meal for Mr. Smith and I. And so sometimes one of us or both of us will have a burger or two to go with whatever's left over, or one of us will have the burgers and the other will eat the leftovers, and it just kind of saves me from having to cook a whole nother full meal the next day. Just throwing a burger patty or two into the air fryer, it's quick and easy. It doesn't heat up your kitchen, super simple and effortless. So I got some more of these 3-pack. There's 5 patties in each. Oop. And then I got a couple more things. In this box here. So I was on my computer a couple weeks ago, and I was going through the Azure Standard website, and I was looking through my old orders, and I was just kind of looking through, seeing if there's something that I had ordered previously that I might want to add to this one. And as I was going through the orders, and you could see all the pictures of all the things, little Miss Willowbean walked behind me, and she looked at the screen and she squealed, "Ice cream." And I looked at her, I said, "You think I should get some ice cream?" She's like, "I like ice cream. It's good." So I ordered some ice cream. I got a pack of just a little pint of the Strauss brand fudge swirl. So it's vanilla ice cream with fudge swirled all through it. She loves this one. I got a thing of coffee ice cream because this is my favorite. I love coffee ice cream. And then I got a bigger package of the vanilla bean. So this one is, a full quart, because I have a couple other recipes I would like to make here in the near future, but I needed vanilla ice cream to go with them. And so the vanilla bean ice cream. So I'm going to pause this for just a moment, and I'm going to go stick these in the freezer, and then I'll join you back and show you the rest. Alright y'all, so I've got the frozen stuff off in the freezer, and so I'm just going to share with you what I got. Like I mentioned, I didn't do a really big order this month, just a handful of things. First of all, last month I ordered some of these. It's kind of like a cup of noodle sort of thing, but it's ramen, and it is it's sort of like ramen noodles, but completely non-GMO and all of that. And I ordered these for Mr. Smith last month and got him the Kung Pao flavor. he loved them. And, you know, it says on here spicy Kung Pao, but he says they're not spicy, which is fine. The man's got more hot sauces than he knows what to do with. He puts hot sauce in everything. So he liked these. So I went ahead and I ordered another case because I think they were actually on sale this month. So I just went ahead and ordered him another 6-pack to put into the pantry. And then with it being summer coming, basically here, we like to do cold pastas a lot. I have a chicken pasta dish that I like to make in the summertime. I make a big batch of it and we can eat it for a couple of days. It is great for hot temperatures because it is a cold chicken pasta salad. It's super easy to make, delicious. So that is something I make. Of course, macaroni salad. There was something that I was going to make recently that was a macaroni dish, and I realized I had no macaroni at all in my pantry. So I went ahead and ordered a 5-pound bag of the traditional small elbow macaroni, the semolina pasta, and so I can fill up one of my big jars with that. And then I went ahead and I ordered this one. Now it's a different shape. It's the curvy macaroni, so it's kind of like a spiral sort of pasta. But this one is einkorn. I don't think I've ever had an einkorn pasta, and so I went ahead and I got the 2.5-pound bag of this so that we can try it out. I'm trying to branch out into different grains. And then I ordered a 5-pound bag of fettuccine because I made fettuccine recently for dinner. Well, no, I made Alfredo recently for dinner, and I usually make that with fettuccine because, you know, fettuccine Alfredo. And I had no fettuccine, and so I ended up making it with spaghetti, which was just as good. But I went ahead and ordered the fettuccine, again, a 5-pound bag. And then I saw this, you know, I don't generally do a lot of mixes, pre-made things. You know, I'll have some convenience things on hand like Mr. Smith's noodle cups and things like that. But I saw this, I was going through the sale page on Azure Standard's website, and they had this Spanish rice, long grain white rice with seasoning, regenerative, organic, certified white rice. It says slightly spicy. It only has one of the 5 peppers, so that should be pretty mild. But I thought, you know what, let's just give this a try. This might be something nice to add on the side for a meal one night. And so I just ordered 1 box to try it. Like I said, I don't do pre-made mixes like that very often, but sometimes it's nice to have 1 or 2 in the pantry. So that is basically it for all of the pantry items. I do have 2 more food things, which I'll show you in just a second. But I went ahead and I ordered Mr. Smith a digestive aid. He deals with a lot of heartburn, like a lot of people do. And I've been hearing a lot recently about how reflux and all of that stuff is often actually caused by not having enough acid in your stomach, that it doesn't allow the muscle at the top to close properly. And so by increasing the acid, it can help that. And one of the things that is highly recommended is taking a, what is it, hydrochloric acid? Yes, hydrochloric acid with your meals, particularly in the evening when you're having your big meal. And, you know, you don't really want to take a lot of pharmaceuticals if you can help it. Sometimes they end up creating bigger problems later on. And so I went ahead and I ordered a bottle of the hydrochloric acid, the betaine hydrochloric acid from Azure Standard. It's their Azure Well supplement, you know, their supplement line. It is kosher, so you don't have to worry about any of the ingredients in it. And of course it's also GMO free and all of that. This one, now some of them, depending on which one you get, some say you take it like right before you eat. This one in particular, it's easy because it says to take 1 capsule after you eat. 3 times a day, especially cooked meals or as directed by your health professional. So got this from Mr. Smith, and I hope this helps him. And then I got a bottle of vitamin E oil, and I got this because I have a skincare concoction, lotion, cream, ointment that I'm going to be making here pretty soon. And one of the ingredients that I needed for it was some vitamin E oil. Now you don't have to have this in there, but vitamin E oil is so good for your skin. I thought, you know, if I'm going to be making this, let's just go ahead and get the oil and just make it extra nice. So I was sharing about that later on when I get around to doing it. And then as I was going through my previous orders on the Azure Standard website, I noticed that the laundry soap that I had bought a couple months ago was not available. And I was like, is it out of stock or are they discontinuing it? And I really hope they're not discontinuing it because I love this laundry detergent, this laundry soap. And so I didn't really need a jug yet, but just in case they're going to discontinue it, I went ahead and I got another bottle. Now, I really like the citrus scent. That's my favorite. But I also like this lemon verbena one because it just smells amazing. And of course, it's plant-based, totally clean ingredients. This jug can do 128 loads of laundry. And so I just figured, they have this one, just go ahead and get another one because it's not like it's going to go bad anytime soon. And I'll just get to it when I get done with the other one. All right, so that is most of everything that I got, but I got 2 more things and they're really big. So I'm going to pull off this camera and do a couple video clips, and I'll just show you those clips while I'm talking. But the 2 big things that I got are, first off, a great big case, 50 pounds of potatoes. And because it is time to can potatoes again. Now, I end up doing a big old batch of canned potatoes, usually about once a year. And so this 50 pounds of potatoes should last Mr. Smith and I a whole year because we don't go through potatoes that quickly. And I love having canned potatoes in the pantry. I use them for soups. I use them for quick batches of mashed potatoes or smashed potatoes. And I have a video where I show myself making that. If I can find it, I'll put it in a card up here. But it's a super easy side dish. I just love having potatoes, canned potatoes in the pantry. You know, I buy potatoes and it seems like they go bad so quickly. Even though my pantry here is nice and cool, it's cool all the time, all year long. We just don't go through them fast enough, and I don't like wasting food, and so it's the main reason I like to can potatoes. Now I will of course use fresh potatoes for some things, like last night Mr. Smith and I had kielbasa and fried potatoes for dinner with some peas on the side. And so of course I would use fresh potatoes for that, but anything else, soups, the mashed potatoes, smashed potatoes, things like that, I just love using the canned potatoes for it. Now I do find that the canned potatoes aren't great in potato salad. They do hold up okay as far as texture-wise goes, but the already cooked canned potatoes do not absorb the flavor like freshly cooked potatoes do. And so even, you know, I tried doing it a few different ways, and even making it ahead of time, letting it sit overnight, you know, thinking the potatoes would absorb the flavor, They really don't. And so I think the pressure canning process maybe makes the potatoes a little bit more dense so they don't absorb that. And so I don't recommend using the canned potatoes for potato salad, but you know, a lot of other things they're great for, and generally the things that we usually use potatoes for. So I will be canning potatoes next week. Now, normally when I can potatoes, I use russet potatoes. That's what I've always used. Now, I've never used the yellow potatoes for canning. Of course, I cook with them all the time. But we'll see how the yellow potatoes do, and we'll see if we like those better or if we prefer the russet, ultimately. And then the other thing that I bought is also for canning, and y'all, I don't know what I was thinking. It's a lot more than I thought it was. I bought 30 pounds of celery because I've been wanting to can celery. It never fails. You know, I'll be making something and I need celery for it, and I either don't have it or I only need a little bit, and then we don't always go through the rest of the head of celery very quickly, and it ends up getting fed to the chickens, and they don't particularly care for celery, and so then it ends up going to the compost. And so I thought, you know what? Let's try let's try canning some celery. So I have a ton of celery here. So I'm going to be canning it, and I'm going to can it in half pints because usually when I need celery, I don't need a ton of it. And so if I need more, I can always use 2 jars. But we'll go with the half pints, and I'm actually going to chop up a couple stalks and just see how many stalks on average can fit into one of those half pint jars, and then that'll tell me how much I need when it comes to different recipes. Now, like I said, it's a lot of celery. So I will can some, and then whatever I have left, depending on how quickly I can get through this, I may throw all of the rest of it in the freeze dryer because you know, we can always put that to use. I can freeze dry the celery and put it in my food storage. So tomorrow, you know, the day that this video is actually going up, I will be working on canning up the celery. I want to get to that quickly because it's celery. It doesn't stay good as long as potatoes do. And then next week, actually probably on Sunday, I will get started working on the potatoes. So, all right, y'all. So that is this month's Azure Standard haul. Like I said, I didn't get a ton of stuff this month. If you're not familiar with Azure Standard, it is basically like an online grocery store, and they ship everything to your location. It's a co-op kind of thing where the people in your community all order together. Y'all go and pick it up together. I have a video where I explain that, and I will put that in a card up here or in the video description down below. So you can check that out if you're not familiar with it. So, like I said at the beginning of the video, we had a little bit of a rescue mission when I was just getting home. And so I'm going to show you that right here. A speckled king's egg. I think they were biting it because it's got some wounds on it. Down kind of near its tail, like right where the stick is, it was over, right there. Save it from the ducks. So now we had to rescue the snake because ducks, chickens, our cats, they're not going to leave a snake alone, and they will peck it to death. The cats will try and kill it. Being right up here near the house isn't great for snakes, and so we wanted to get that one out of the way, move it to a place of safety. Now that snake was a king snake. They are non-venomous. They are wonderful snakes to have on your property because king snakes are immune to venom of venomous snakes. And so there are countless videos out there of king snakes and venomous snakes fighting, and the king snakes eating these other snakes. They'll eat copperheads, they'll eat rattlesnakes, they'll eat water moccasins / cottonmouths. So they are wonderful snakes. That's pretty much how they got their name, is the king snake, because they are the king of the snakes. We used to see them all the time in Alabama. I always like seeing them around because they are friends to the homestead. So that is it for today, friends. Thank you for joining me here again at the homestead. God bless, and I'll talk to y'all next time.